To the homie Luvjonez music on the beat. I got vent a little bit. Check it out. Listen. White supremacy love my style, but they fear my mind. He love dancing to my beats, but hate the truth in my rhymes. To our wives, we go too deep, but we come too quick. We work hard for our families and take care of our kids. We are the providers, protectors, and leaders of our home. But as leaders, we not respected, and so we feel alone. Stripped of our crown, but still hold down the throne. We the rock for other people, but got feelings of our own. We ain't held to our mistakes, charges and convictions. If we outgrow our past flaws, they call us contradictions. But if we fight injustice, we labeled as militant. But then we Uncle Times if we don't challenge the system. Complexities of thought, we are diversely gifted. We are not all the same, we are not monolithic. We the original man that causes mass hysteria. I'm just another black man in America. R.I.P. Breonna Taylor.
Can you hear me out there?
This is a coordinated activity happening across this nation. And so we are in a state of emergency. Black people are dying in a state of emergency. We cannot look at this as an isolated incident. The reason why buildings are burning are not just for our brother George Floyd.
Yes, I know there's some good officers, but brother, I'm from the South. I'm talking about the baddies that be turning up they snout. Truth stuck between two lies in an alternate routes. Look at the bigger picture and peep the inconsistencies. How Breonna's murderers still free, but 80 peaceful protesters were arrested outside Daniel Cameron's house. You smell that? The land of opportunity, yeah, but it's smothered by the stench of white supremacy. Trump defending Confederates, he stay promoting hatred from children locked in cages, the language stoking the races. He used the Bible as a prop to play the role of Satan. His incompetence exacerbates all the COVID cases. 140,000 dead in the slaughter. The children in Flint still got lead in their water. How's the president always talking about law and order, but there was no law and order for Tamika Palmer's daughter?
All the lives we done lost, the tears we done cried, the promises was made, all the years they done lied. Ain't you tired of being tired? But hearing one of us died, and whoever killed them ain't guilty, or don't even get tried? Cops don't even get fired for choking us on camera. But we worried about Black Friday and taking pictures with Santa. You can't expect respect when you don't respect yourself.
This verse is for the preservation of mankind. Share the music is therapeutic to a black man's mind. Or a pair of students lighting flares in the landmine. I'm the heir to these stewards, stare at the jewels red shine. Some of these babies have been aborted in trash. It's almost like someone dropped by the stalk on the Ave. They daddy is a ghost, mama snorting a quarter bag. And they constantly harassed by the pork with the bags. Many are lost and blind, so I record braille. Some of these teachers don't care if our sons and our daughters fail. While whack rappers rapping about how loud they weed is, I'm waking up the doorman and informing for freedom. Bass blends perfectly with a verse, a treble. The churches stay separate, so I worship with the rebels. I'm far from perfect, but I can still lead. I mean, a diamond with flaws is worth more than a perfect pebble.
So else, what does that mean? Everywhere I go, ask me, what does that mean? I mean, what do you mean, what does it mean? Haven't you seen what I see on that screen for yourself? We need justice. Then they say, yeah, we need justice, but what you mean by all else?
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
To rethink what he's doing, because as he antagonizes the individuals who are protesting, we intend to escalate and increase our actions at the same time.
Untucking the piece and then we squeeze buck 3. Deceased another brother, wise mother just weeps. It's systemic while we hustle in the stomach of the beast. We've had enough. We just want the suffering to cease. Since slaves bred a buck, that's why we lust in the sheets. I'm constantly getting harassed, so I don't trust the police. How the white boy selling grass, cop and get a lovely plea. We walking with paid lawyers, judge give us 1 to 3. Devine Carama dropping knowledge like the Dalai Lama. Whether rhyme for Breonna or ride a llama from Mali to armed with our voices. If it's no justice, then no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. This is what a revolution looks like. Like JK on the tables, I set the record straight. Until freedom is captured, we plan to escalate. God gave me dominion over the land I demonstrate. No justice, no peace. I was chilling in the Justice Square, waiting the verdict. Gangsters rolling L's while evangelists praise and worship. True freedom has evaded us. Eagles won't even play with us, but together united, many people of all races. Spent 120 days marching with love and honor, organizing strategically for justice for Breonna. The crowd was kinda light as a result of the brass methods, using fear to deter. The tactics seem effective, but supporters trickled in. Anxiety gripped the crowd. Some were visibly anxious, others masked it with a smile. Speakers took to the mic, prepared us for the outcome. Each spoken authenticity, no worry if they were outdone. Then somebody interrupted, quick turn your phone to the news. Then they connected it to the speaker via the Bluetooth. And
in the matter of Commonwealth of Kentucky versus Brett Hankerson, the Jefferson County Grand Jury charges as follows. Count 3, wanton endangerment in the first degree. On or about March 13th, 2020, in Jefferson County, Kentucky, the above-named defendant, Brett Hankerson, committed the offense of wanton endangerment in the first degree when, under circumstances manifesting extreme indifference to human life, he wantonly shot a gun into an apartment occupied by initials ZF against the peace and dignity of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Mr. Foreperson, is that the decision of the grand jury? Thank you. Sir, if you would please randomly select a number. Division 13. Thank you, sir. The case will then be assigned to Jefferson Circuit Court, Division 13. Madam Assistant Attorney General, do you have a motion with respect to bond?
Yes, Your Honor. The Assistant Attorney General asks for $15,000 full cash bond for the defendant, Brett Hankerson.
what?
Grant the motion and assign bond in the amount of $15,000 full cash and issue a warrant. That concludes the business of the grand jury sitting for Jefferson County in September 2020. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You may be excused.
No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. This is what a revolution looks like. Like JK on the tables, I set the record straight. Until freedom is captured, we plan to escalate. God gave me dominion over the land I demonstrate. No justice, no peace. Just the other day, my homie hit my line, his voice shaking. Like, can I talk, Devine?
What's good, bro?
As a black man, I had to be quiet and just listen. Once I dropped my defenses, I was finally able to get it. It was a lack of willingness to understand what being intimate is. It was sex I tried to elicit. Preoccupied with how perky her tits sit, that I didn't even notice the pain that she had to live with. She was the aim of my richness and blamed for being insensitive, accused of lying to a man. It's ridiculous, I won't lie, I was afraid of commitment. She was strong and beautiful and I would love to have kids with, but I couldn't stick around. Why? Cause she was always tripping. It was hard to settle down, there were so many beautiful women. Of course I'll hold you down, but you gotta stop running them big lips. I didn't do nothing to do, cause he's right, you are a big. And then I think of my past relationships, I get sick. I realized that in Breonna Taylor's murder, I'm complicit. I didn't look at black women as something to cherish. I didn't mind shacking up, but refused to get married. When I start to look deeper, it gets scary. Oh man. We came a long way from when the white men were zealous. Now free tongues relish, living young and rebellious. When no purpose is dark, it's no sun where hell is. The devil is successful at enhancing our failures. 1950 lynchings and a cycle of Willie lynching that really bred self-hate. We just crabs in a barrel, thinking the only way out is to pull down our brothers, gunning down one another. Permanent frowns on our mothers. Why Breonna Taylor's murderers were pleading it was an accident. One of the best rappers in the game beefing with a female activist. Does society fear strong women on their grind? Like more than one queen can't pop at the same time. We the more one is a gesture to anoint one of your women are multifaceted. Some focus on the bop, others is multi-syllabics. I'm tired of coaching jack, cause I'm tired of these Cro-Magnum like cavemen and crave women fighting. It's so leave these corny rappers, the foes clapping to one of our queens, and y'all wouldn't believe her till she went live or photographic. A bullet wounds, this could have been so tragic. Fresh quotes in the caskets, mourning death of a rapper. All cause of fragile egos and coke habits. Fellas, if she sung you Joe Jackson, you better run Bo Jackson. Never put your hands on a female. And I think that's the thing that I had to understand as I got older, man, is protecting black women is multifaceted. You know, oftentimes we think it's just from a physical perspective. Our significant other or a black woman is in immediate or intimate danger, so we got to protect them. But it's not always that. It's how we talk to them. It's how we refer to them in the music. It is how we treat our women within relationships. The disrespect and the unprotective nature and the vulnerability of black women in America is exacerbated in many different ways. And oftentimes us as black men are doing it and we don't even realize it. And we got to be able to humanize these big issues. Yes, Breonna Taylor is a movement. She's a martyr. She's a symbol. But she was somebody's daughter. She was somebody's sister. Rest in peace, Breonna Taylor. I go by the name of Devine Carama, and I just want to keep her name and her legacy alive the best way I know how. Let's go. Total collapse. I'm talking depth to the system that refuses to protect the lives of black women. I'm trying to keep the faith reverent. It's hard to respect the profession that was started by ex-slave catchers. To kill black people, sir, were you given a license? Protected by your badge, emboldened by your whiteness? How Breonna's killer's not charged with a crime when I've been arrested for driving with suspended license? Wrong house, wrong people waving gun at neighbors. The lack of accountability is complicit to behavior. Daniel, do your job. We don't need your thoughts and prayers. We need action from you, the governor and the mayor. Please keep marching to the boys in blue are charged with murder. Keep shining like moon in the darkness. Refuse to be a target of future racial oppression. Teach the youth that God and knowledge their strongest weapon. Like I got 16 bars for Breonna. That's the least that I could do for honor. Till killers are arrested in court facing your honor. I keep spitting these bars for Breonna. I got 16 bars for Breonna. That's the least that I could do for honor. Till killers are arrested in court facing your honor. I keep spitting these bars for Breonna. Just imagine if Breonna Taylor was Kylie Jenner, a Calipari's daughter. Think officers be suspended? Nah, each one to be handcuffed and arrested. That's why we protest and we've had enough is the message. We gotta win this election. The task is enormous. Meet me at the polls. We need a classic performance. They targeting blacks in the class of the poorest, and we gotta fight back, cause the brass needs reforming. More business contracts given to all minorities. All the inner fightings a distraction from priorities. Black lives matter, mask with the embroidery. Don't follow Fox News, cause the facts mean more to me. Mentors pour me, then I water the youth. Whenever I pin my story, I alter the truth. With these bars in the booth until justice is served. And protect and give our women all the love they deserve. Like I got 16 bars for Breonna. That's the least that I could do for honor. Till killers are arrested in court facing your honor. I keep spitting these bars for Breonna. I got 16 bars for Breonna. That's the least that I could do for honor. Till killers are arrested in court facing your honor. I keep spitting these bars for Breonna.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman. To respect our women and to protect our women.
And we need to protect our babies, especially black children in this nation.
Lord, why we so reckless with our moon and our earth? We destroy the very ground with pit seeds in the dirt. And then we call a dog over beats in a verse. And we rarely say a name when she deceased in a hearse. The racial disparities between the rates of pregnancies that lead to death as a result of giving birth are disgusting. We are losing our black queens for nothing. More than giving birth to our seeds. Institutional racism is taking all our fathers. So who you think's left to raise all our sons and daughters? Mommy, stepmama, auntie, and big mama. We just label them as strong without monitoring their trauma.
by our men, by each other, etc.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman.
And we need to protect our babies, especially black children in this nation.
Is it diamonds or integrity that choose your medallion? The desert of oppression thirsts you from a fountain. Eating your valley, no vegetation in mountains, but your rhyme with no challenge, make music with no balance. When you record your sounds, they called whores to pound, like laying the horse down. Y'all even shot Meg the Stallion. Imagine cutting an energy source to your life. We gotta protect the essence that provides us life. Even when I was blessed to finally find the throne, I had to find a wife first, couldn't make it alone. It takes 1,000 men to build the king's castle, but only takes one woman to make it a home. My daughter rolled her eyes whenever I would lecture. Now she's no longer alive. Lord, why can't I protect her? A warrior wields a sword, but a wise hold the scepter. I'm trying to lead through the pain, but we gotta say their name like
Black women continue to be presented on this chopping block and not protected by our men, by each other, etc.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman.
And we need to protect our babies, especially black children in this nation.
Yo, let your dad holler at you real quick. Always remember, Jay, you are queen. Beware the jokers disguised as kings. It's not just the overt creeps that'll grow your breasts. It's the fake righteous brothers like Hotep that show death. It was Black Lives Matter to the folk text. Then he FaceTiming, looking for the phone sex. Look, girl, if daddy see it, then he call it. I'm retired for the game. I'm a husband and a father. I know all my players like Carama. Why you hating? This ain't hate, this is gaming. I'm talking to my daughter. I call her beautiful Karma. Cause she's dating now and I'm dreaming the Glock a revolver. You know the old saying, what goes around comes around. And all I keep thinking is all the girls I had going down. Look at all the calamity in the world. And I can make it better being a father to my girls. You heard? Being a father to my girls. I can make it better. I can change the whole world.
Calls to boycott the Derby are growing stronger as more organizations join the push. Today, Paulina Busca sits down with an organizer of one of the groups to see how they hope this will happen.
Well, Haley, the push isn't only for residents, but also business owners and those who are sponsors for the Derby. Their message is clear: no justice, no Derby, no Derby, no Derby.
We will prevent millions from being injected into the economy. Until the city arrest the cops and give an apology. No parties, no galas, no suits, no gowns. No justice for Breonna, we shutting the whole thing down. No pretty derby hats and cigars at today's party. No DJs playing Rihanna, baby, Megan or Cardi. This is a revolution to challenge the institution. We don't care about the money these rich white people is losing. The city don't care about a black woman that was killed. So no horses on the track, no parties in the infield. For too many it's a reality. No 6-digit salaries and unknown fatality. Shout to Tamika Mallory and untold freedom for amplifying the fight. BLM is not a movement, it's a way of life. Thanks to everybody that's continuing to fight. BLM is not a movement, it's a way of life.
I wanted to have a voice in here because I feel like we only have the same couple voices talking during these times. So it's very important for me to come over here. Keep hearing the question like, what's next, what's next? Well, you gotta plan what's next. You have to figure out what's next. I'm very proud of the players. I don't know the next steps. Don't really care what the next steps are because the first steps are to garner attention.
Get you a gumbo pot and chef apron for community. Education to love, the ingredients for unity. Along with equality and equity and worship. A bunch of kings and queens that are working in their purpose. Right. The non-profit sector, working with corporations. The uplift neighborhoods, torn in devastation by gentrification. This outline and red line. And all the first time drug offenders doing fair time. And families left to suffer, never given immunity. Cops profiling and playing work with no impunity. The movement isn't just protesting for justice. We also gotta serve. We can't forget it's just us. We marching up the mountain, but gotta start with nostalgia. Then allow the youth to play their part in this challenge. Drink water in gallons and remember the art of balance. We can't win the war without Martin and Malcolm. We commune in unity, that's called community. We commune in unity, that's called community.
Power to the people in the beats. I wanna be free.
That's called community. Where the welfare babies are protected by the latchkey. Mama did her best, that's why we call her Black Queen. Racism, sexism embedded in the system. She even deal with colorism from her own sisters and brothers who are conditioned and light skin is lucrative while screaming black power. That's counterintuitive, the opposite of images. Marching and picketing, our cause gets foggy. It's the cognitive dissonance which in the opposition exists. You can flavor a lake full of lies with just 1 ounce of truth. Out my mouth from the booth, burn my mouth just the roof, spit fire. Divine is like the black Charles Dickens and Barack is Jeff Blake. Hannah Drake is Carl Pickens and passing the legacy. Catch it with integrity. Authors on a mission to empower our youth and
I feel like that we are treated differently than other people, and I don't like how we're treated, and just because of our color doesn't mean anything to me. We are black people and we shouldn't have to feel like this. We shouldn't have to protest because y'all are treating us wrong. We do this because we need to and have rights.
From natural disasters, families forcing to fast, and America's like a beautiful quilt with different patches, bunch of different colors, cultures, even fashions. But Donald Trump's election is tearing the quilt's fabric. He trying to repeal DACA, outcome will be tragic. Teachers frustrated cause they can't focus in classes. Think Jose care if his grades are rewarded when he terrified that one day his parents would get deported. You think Tyrone stressing your standardized testing? Well, last night he saw his best friend clap with a Wesson. And what about Jacob, the only white boy in the hood? He loves Jada Kidd Styles, P&J Hood, but gets jumped every day for using the word. But his black friends say it, so he thought that he could. Our kids are misunderstood. Yo, our kids are misunderstood.
Central Kentucky community activist and instructor at UK in Lexington is walking to Louisville, but really he's going from Pikeville over to Paducah. Devine Carama is on what he calls a 400-mile nonpartisan voter awareness journey, and we talked to him from Salyersville in Magoffin County late today.
Brothers and ones are super woke and telling me it's pointless to cast my vote. But if I refuse to check in the game and then we lose, I really can't complain. Voting isn't just about validating the candidate. Voting is the accountability for the mandate. Daniel Cameron, who was stalling Breonna's case, was voted into position we controlled his fate. But we didn't show up at the polls to speak, and that's one of the reasons that the killers are free. I mean, we showed up so Obama could win it, but then we shouted in joy before the process was finished. And we were so happy to see a black man run. He couldn't get nothing done, cause they took the House and the Senate. Gotta scream with your vote, enhance your vocal progression. Make a difference when you voting inside your local election. I know it's frustrating picking between two evils, but we better get engaged before this country sees a sequel. And we Look, yo, check this out. I'ma just talk to y'all, man. Look, I understand, man. Sometimes it feels like we picking between the better of two evils. Every candidate isn't perfect, but it's so much bigger than that, man. We gotta get out of this super woke mentality where everything has to be the way we want it or we don't engage the process, because there's too much at stake. You know what I mean? In some way, shape, or form, all of us are complicit. And I'm starting to kind of look at myself in the mirror. I wonder if Breonna would still be alive. I wonder if George Floyd would still be alive, if I was more engaged, if I was more involved, if I was fighting just a little bit harder, if I was doing everything that I could do. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how we got to look at this. These are historic times. And we need everybody at the table. Everybody got to, man. All on your timeline, make a sign and hit the streets and march on the front line. Oh, you ain't into the protest demonstrations on the street? Define unique forms of participation for more peace in this nation and police investigations into their own misconduct. We need your innovation. If you connected to the community, to start a non-profit, to attend less eulogies, to help the youth in college. If you don't have a lot of time, but God bless you with profit, then invest in youth programs. Help the kids in the projects. If you cook, feed the poor. If you can sing, make an album. If you an OG, then give us wisdom, spark nostalgia. Whatever you do, just make sure you do something, cause I promise you small something's way bigger than doing nothing. Stop watching from the sideline, fam. You gotta man up. Our ancestors engaged the sit-in so you can stand up.
Because those who sit in power over the television, over the radio, and over the press is constantly telling those who are the masses how free they are.
I'm starting to get hip to the tactics media using to shift the narratives and try to discredit the movement. See, usually it's deliberate, or they crunch for a deadline, but they know that most people only scroll and read the headline. Clickbait on the line to entice or hook the public, no regard for the facts. What they do for traffic is disgusting. Have you ever read the message boards? It'll make you vomit. In the name of free speech, they let the racists rule the comments. The next time I get a call from the news to do an interview, Hold up, let me answer this. Hello, this Devine. Oh, this the news? You want to do an interview? Sure, I could be available today.
Today, people came together for a drive-up memorial service honoring the daughter of a Lexington activist and musician. Devine Carama's daughter, Kamaria, was killed in a car crash last weekend. LEX 18 Sophia Millar shows us how she was remembered this afternoon.
3, 2, 1, period.
I told my daughter that she had the best mama. Years later, mama dealing with death trauma. It's like you part human, part ghouls. Like your mind always racing, but your body never moves. It's weird. It's like life don't feel real. Are you living a dream or just unable to feel? Sympathy decreasing, your empathy is receding. Your ministry demons taking you feeling like Liam Neeson. Grief starts from your heart, then you can feel it in your neck. You start asking why, a couple with feelings of regret. It's like you never feel present. You're always wondering what you could have done or what's next. It's like you numb to the now. Take a gun and just blow your sun out the clouds. Nah, I gotta keep living. Just gotta keep living. It's crazy. It's like some days I'm good and some days like I'm bad. So like, I'm gonna try this therapy session, man. It's crazy we gotta do it through the computer, man. This global pandemic. Just having a rough day, then I had some good days. Today is a rough day, but oh, there he is. I guess I'll talk first. Hey, yo, Doc, I don't know how much more I can take. Am I Albridge or is Floyd Breonna than Jacob Blake? I lost my pops 2 years ago, still healing from that. Lost a long-time friend, yo, she stabbed me in the back. This global pandemic got me trying to smile through a mask. Up in the grocery store watching old ladies retreat fast. Celebrating Easter service on Zoom. Then a few hours later, my daughter died in a crash. A couple of months later, my best friend lost his son. It's like cloud after cloud, doctor, where is the sun? I hear brothers screaming for love, but they not feeling us. My life matters too, why the cops keep killing us? Of course, I understand my lineage and history, but sometimes I feel like being black is just misery. All this work, am I even making a difference? Sometimes I just wonder, what's the point of even living?
Hi. Devine Carama? Is that how you pronounce it? My name is Jason. I am your therapist today. I had noticed that you were talking, but unfortunately I had you muted as I was going over my notes, preparing for our session, so I didn't hear anything you said. Hopefully it wasn't anything of any significance. But I am ready to get started, and so how can I help you?
Last night I had a dream I could fly. My wings took me to a party in the sky. Tuskegee Airmen was guarding the pearly gates. Perfect food on the ones and twos, Jam Master J. Malcolm and Martin was MCing the party. Dr. Sebi transformed Fiji water from Bacardi. Nina Simone, Gail Maya, thought you wasn't coming. She responded, I gotta see Elijah Cummings. He's new to the area. Him and John Lewis gave the torch to the youth, and they running strong to carry it. Hey Malcolm, put the mic down. Come and meet Mike Brown. He's responsible for the new movement in America. Heard somebody rapping, I turned around and looked. Nipsey in the cypher with Pac, Nate Dogg on the hook. I can see my daughter in the corner singing Rihanna, chilling with Sandra Bland, Rakia Boyd, and Brianna. Hey, I miss you, Queen. Daddy loves you. How you been?
Charge it to the game.
If you got it and you weigh it, then you stand up and pay it like.
Charge it to the game.
Your mind and your soul are the diamonds and the gold.
Charge it to the game.
What will form your legacy is whatever you let it be.
Charge it to the game.
Black men in America, why are they so scared of us? I'm getting older, but I'm in the view like Raven Simone. But I've been through it, so now I'm cooler than Razor Ramon. So I'm always moving forward from the Central to the tours. Back in 2004 when I was living in Center Dorm and I was playing pro ball. Injuries ended that, so I could either find my purpose or feel worthless or fall back. I started picking purses, pulling licks in all black, but then I started penning these verses immersed in all facts. Modern day lynching with shells from the gun, not too far from the hell hat tongue. You start questioning your freedom when your bell get rung, steadily losing your soul, pushing sour in the Reggie. We all want the flowers and the veggies, but you can't plant a garden without inhaling the smell of that dung. It's part of the game, and if you win it, you discharge it. I just wish it didn't cost the lives of innocent martyrs.
Charge it to the game.
If you got it and you weigh it, then you stand up and pay it like.
Charge it to the game.
Your mind and your soul are the diamonds and the gold.
Charge it to the game.
What will form your legacy is whatever you let it be.
Charge it to the game.
Black men in America, why are they so scared of us? Man, the block is so ruthless, knots in your pockets looted. You getting knocked in by the nooses, crooked cops when they shoot us. Progression is the key, I'm not the best with the speed, but I don't fear slowing down, fam. I'm scared of not moving. We need more fathers that'll train their sons, teach them to shoot for the stars instead of aiming a gun. It doesn't matter if you dream of 1,000 new paths, if you wake up every morning and walk in the same one. Gotta constantly scope and look for the new routes, like that Section 8 cribs and inspire your new house. You gotta reach for new heights, as potholes, not mountaintops that'll flatten all your new tires out. Make history, young man, no need for the opportunists. Carry the torch for late CT, Vivian, and John Lewis. Come on. We can blame the enemy, but we can't wait for the infantry to save us. Get act to be the change you wanna see.
Charge it to the game.
If you got it and you weigh it, then you stand up and pay it like.
Charge it to the game.
Your mind and your soul are the the diamonds and the gold.
Charge it to the game.
What will form your legacy is whatever you let it be.
Charge it to the game.
Black men in America, why are they so scared of us?